Innistrad is a gothic horror-themed Magic the Gathering set released in September 2011, featuring graveyard and tribal mechanics. Vampires, zombies, werewolves, spirits, and humans dominate its dark, menacing plane, where transformation and the double-faced card mechanic debuted. This 264-card set reintroduced flashback and added mechanics like fights, curse, and morbid. Innistrad blends top-down design with rich lore, making it a hauntingly unforgettable expansion. Today we have this Spectral Legions deck that focuses on white-blue strategy built around powerful spirit theme. With evasive creatures that are difficult to block, it excels in aggressive play while maintaining strong defensive options to keep opponents at bay. Even in defeat, its spirits find a way to persist, ensuing a relentless, haunting presence on the battlefield. Hello my friends, my name is Max, and today we're opening this Spectral Legions deck from the very first Innistrad. Inside we expect to see the 60-card deck and a booster pack that is supposed to bolster our deck in some ways. We have a tight package over here, very beautiful box by the way. There's a weeping angel over here. And I think this is exactly what we get. Angel of Light Alabaster, a foil creature angel, 4/4 with flying. Not particularly expensive to the best of my knowledge, not the most expensive card from this deck, but nevertheless. Let's see what's inside. As usual, we have two inserts explaining how Magic the Gathering works and how this deck is supposed to be played. Let's take a look. This is the list of all decks over here, and this is Magic Color Pie and whatnot. And the second insert is all about how do you play the game. They have some explanations here, how the cards look like, and so on and so forth. Combat example. Let's take a look at the cards of the deck. We start with the beautiful islands. This is a white-blue deck. Have a lot of islands here. 3 kinds of lands. You can see bunch of basic land islands, looking very, very beautiful. Then we follow to the plains. Also 3 kinds of plains, mystically looking. Bunch of beautiful plains here. So this deck is supposed to defeat the opponent with a lot of flying creatures, very evasive, and since this is a blue deck, it has some control elements, like this one, Lost in the Mist, an instant, counter target spell, very nice, Rebuke, destroy target attacking creature, another Rebuke, Midnight Haunting, an instant, put 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. And we get 2 of them. Ghostly Possession, enchants creature to get flying. Negate, this is a card from Magic 2012. These decks have both Innistrad cards and cards from the basic set, and this is one of them. Counter target non-creature spell, another counter spell. Spirit Mantle. To the best of my knowledge, this is the most expensive card of this deck. It is more than $2 US dollars. As you can see, it is also from Magic 2012. Enchant creature, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has protection from creatures. It can be blocked, targeted, or dealt damage by creatures. Very cool card. Note that this is an uncommon. Pacifism, another card from the basic set. We get 2 copies of it. Moment of Heroism, target creatures get +2/+2, and lifelink. Divine Favor, enchantment aura. A bunch of flying creatures and a bunch of enchantments. Unsummon, return target creature to its owner's hand. Classic blue, we get 2 of them. Curiosity, this is for card draw. A lifelink, this is effectively lifelink. And the first rare, I think we have 2 in this deck. Geist Honored Monk. Human Monk with Vigilance, star. Geist Honored Monk power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. When this card enters the battlefield, put 2 1/1 white creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. So this is buffing effectively the deck. Battleground Geist, spirit with flying, and it buffs other creatures with power. Gallows Warden, another creature with flying, and it buffs other creatures, other spirits with toughness. You can see that they work really well together. One is buffing the first characteristic, and the second one is buffing the second one. Moon Heron, bird spirit with flying. Human Scouts, Tsutsu, also creates spirit creature tokens, so this is all about spirits, my friends. Chapel Geist, creature spirit with flying. Have 2 copies of it. Lantern Spirit, another spirit with flying, and you can return this creature to its owner's hands. For whatever reason, you get 2 copies of it. Voiceless Spirit, spirit with first strike and flying. Multiple copies of this one. Spectral Rider with Intimidate. 2 copies of this. Doomed Traveler, Human Soldier. And that is pretty much it. So we got 2 rares, Angel of Light Alabaster and Geist Honored Monk, which are not particularly expensive, but which are crucial for this deck because they are all about spirits. And now let's take a look at what can be used from this booster to bolster our deck. The first is the Ranged Assistant, Human Wizard. Ghoul Caller's Chant, a black sorcery. Stitched Drake, a zombie drake. Kessig Wolf. Smite the Monstrous, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Village Bell Ringer, Human Scout with Flash. Ancient Grudge, destroy target artifacts. Red card. Avacyn Pilgrim, Human Monk. This is one of those cards that are really good at green and white decks. Make a Wish, uncommon sorcery, return 2 cards at random from your graveyard to your hands. Intangible Virtue, enchantment, creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. This card could be useful with the deck that we just opened. Tribute to Hunger, and black instant. And Stancia Bloodhole. This is the rare, a land that gives you 1 mana on tap and deals 2 damage to target player paying this price and tapping it. Stancia Bloodhole. Alright. Of course, as in any booster in Innistrad, we get a token card for double-faced cards, and these are all the double-faced cards you can get in the sets. And this is the double-faced card, Unveiled Mystics. Human Shaman Werewolf, you transform them into Unveiled Primordials. Scary guys. It's pretty cool. We get a token. And we get a foil artifact creature Scarecrow. Defender with 2/3. Creatures with flying your opponent control get -1/-0. This is actually a nice card against the deck that we just opened, because the deck that we opened is relying on flying creatures and spirits and whatnot. So, my friends, this is one of those rare cases when an uncommon is more valuable than 2 rares of the deck. This one and this one. Spirit Mantle is apparently more valuable, and it is easy to see why, because it buffs your creatures. They get +1/+1 and have protection from creatures, so they are incredibly evasive. Vast majority of creatures in this deck have flying, and if they are unblockable even with flying, so it's really tough to block flying if you don't have a lot of flyers or cards with reach. If these cards have protection from creatures, it makes it even harder to deal with them. And yeah, I think this is gonna be it for today, my friends. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think of this classic deck directly from 2011. This is an intro deck. It's not supposed to be super advanced. It is supposed to teach people how to play the game. The idea is that you can bolster this deck with cards from boosters. And in our case, we found a valuable card that could be useful in this deck, Intangible Virtue. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance, and creatures in this deck generate a bunch of tokens. We could technically bolster this deck with this card. And that is pretty much it, I think, that we can say regarding this deck. If you like this video, Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, it will really help me to move forward, and I will see you guys on the next video. Max is out, take care, bye!